Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
One person is dead in a huge fire in Oakland. I'm Jason Martinez.
And I'm Kalina Estrinos in for Virginia Cha. Let's go ahead and head over to Melissa Messia, who is in the Live Center right now with more. Melissa?
Yeah, Kalina, one person killed, several other people injured in this fire in Oakland. We've been following this since 10 News this morning, and now we have new information here. A resident said the building was a drug rehab center. People rushed to escape this fire, including kids. One resident said he heard children from the second floor, told them to use the fire escape, which they did. 3 people were injured, but right now more than 80 people are without a place to live. Firefighters were pulled out at one point while fighting this fire because the roof and the floors became unstable. You see there just how large the fire, the smoke could be seen for miles. Right now the fire is contained. At this point we still don't know what started it, but of course any new developments on this, we'll bring it to you here in the Live Center. Jason?
All right, Mel, thank you very much. More to come on that story. And new developments in a civil suit over a boy's death from a rat bite. Lawyers arguing about which evidence can be used in the family's case against Petco. 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala live downtown. What an interesting case this is, Mimi.
Yeah, definitely, Jason. The family of 10-year-old Aiden Pankey wants to sue Petco, is suing Petco because they want to make sure that no family will ever have to go through what they went through.
They don't need it for their defense. It bears on no issue to their defense.
So right now, lawyers from both Petco and the Pankey family are asking for some evidence to be excluded from this case, evidence that they don't believe is relevant to the trial. So the judge is listening to those arguments from both sides right now. We just stepped out of that room. Then a jury will be selected later on this afternoon around 1:30. 10-year-old Aiden got a pet rat at Petco back in 2014. That rat bit him, and that bite led to Aiden's death because a pet rat had a disease, and the family blames Petco for selling them an unsafe animal. Opening statements could begin tomorrow, and this has been such a big deal for consumers here in San Diego because in January, for the first time in California, a judge ruled that a pet can be considered a product. Now the family's lawyers are pursuing the case under a strict product liability theory, meaning Petco had a responsibility to sell not sell defective products, which now includes animals that are unsafe, like the pet rat that killed Aiden. Now, we reached out to Petco for a response. They say they cannot comment on any pending lawsuits. Now, we will be in the courtroom when those opening statements begin. We'll bring you the developing information. For now, reporting live from the Hall of Justice, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Well, the woman who officers blame for this crash found on your screen on the Coronado Bridge this morning is now under arrest. She's accused of being drunk and driving the wrong way. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie is live in Coronado. Mary?
Kalina, drivers going across the bridge this morning toward the island came face to face with that wrong way driver. She's now in the hospital and in custody.
Mangled cars block traffic on the Coronado Bay Bridge. A suspected drunk driver behind the wheel of this car. Brianna Rawl was going the wrong way when she hit this black Ford F-150. That driver had nowhere to go to get away. A witness says the truck went past him and the two hit head-on, sending Rawl's car spinning out of control. Both Rawl and the woman she hit taken away on backboards, but both women conscious and able to talk. A third car also got hit. That driver was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Debris was scattered across the bridge and traffic was backed up for hours.
Obviously back out here now live, traffic is moving just fine in both directions. Highway Patrol tells us that everyone who was involved in this crash is going to be okay, and we will not know Brianna Rawl's blood alcohol level until she is arraigned. We're live at the Coronado Bay Bridge. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
Mary, thank you for that update. Happening now, NFL owners are gathered in Phoenix to decide the fate of the Oakland Raiders. They will be voting any minute now on the potential move to Las Vegas. This here new video of Commissioner Roger Goodell and NFL owners heading to that meeting. Chargers owner Dean Spanos is among those who've said he will be voting in favor of this move. A total of 24 owners would need to vote yes for it to pass. Goodell has said he does expect this move to be approved. Now, if it does, the Raiders would still play in Oakland for a couple of years while a new stadium is built just off the Strip. I'm Melissa Messia. Kalina, back to you.
Thank you, Mel. We have breaking news now out of Kansas City, where a school is being evacuated because of a threat. Police escorted students off campus with their hands up this morning. The school got a call from someone who claimed to be a student saying they'd shoot up the place if someone didn't come and stop them. So far, there's no sign of a weapon, but police are taking this threat seriously.
Happening today, a driver charged with running down a Paradise Hills father will face a judge. Police say James Robbins hit Jose Padron and left him to die on a Paradise Hills street. The crash happened 2 months ago while Padron was getting an umbrella out of his car. We spoke to Padron's brother, who described the moment he saw Padron's body just feet from his front door.
I hugged him. I got on my knees, hugged him, and the neighbor told me, you know what, he's already gone. He already passed away. So I just told him, that I'll take care of his kid. I'll do whatever I can.
Robbins scheduled to be arraigned for his felony hit and run this afternoon. And the driver who hit and killed an elderly man in National City is expected to learn his punishment today. Sentencing scheduled for this afternoon for Efren Black. He pleaded guilty to hitting 81-year-old Robert Gustafson and taking off. It happened last month as Gustafson was walking his dogs. Black surrendered to police a few days after the accident.
Developing story, 3 men are facing charges for allegedly forcing a teenager into prostitution right here in San Diego. Police say the 17-year-old girl was held against her will for 3 days in San Diego before the men took her to Ventura. They say she escaped from their hotel room early Saturday morning. Officers arrested the men outside of the hotel. All 3 of them are from Fresno. They're charged with human trafficking and conspiracy. And happening now, police are searching for the peeper seen in a lewd act outside of the Hillcrest home. It happened after midnight on 4th at Upis. A resident was inside of his apartment and noticed another man outside touching himself inappropriately. Once he realized someone saw him, the man took off. The same thing happened to that resident just a few weeks ago. Police believe the man actually lives in that area and isn't a transient. Officers have not yet released a description.
Happening today, the president's son-in-law taking over a new role in the White House. ABC's Lana Zach shows us what kind of power Jared Kushner will have and how Donald Trump is recovering from his health care failure.
The honeymoon between President Trump and the Freedom Caucus is over. The president switching gears from blaming Democrats to blaming the conservative members of his own party for killing his health care plans, tweeting Democrats are smiling in D.C. that the Freedom Caucus, with the help of Club for Growth and Heritage, have saved Planned Parenthood and Obamacare. For now, Obamacare remains, as Republicans are unable to agree between themselves what should replace it. And as the president plots his future agenda, will the gut-punching defeat of his health care reform plans open him up to a new strategy?
This gives Trump a chance, I believe, to become the transformational president that he wanted to be. Because the only way out of this is to find a way to work with Democrats. There is no longer a Republican working governing majority.
The top House Democrat says there's room for bipartisanship.
I want the president to hear me say this. We're ready to talk about how we can make some improvements in the Affordable Care Act.
The top Democrat in the Senate, though, less conciliatory.
He moved so far the hard right that it's virtually impossible for us to work with him.
While clashes between Trump supporters and protesters came to blows over the weekend, today President Trump is focusing on the area in which he is most comfortable, business. Meeting with female business leaders at the White House.
Empowering and promoting women in business is an absolute priority in the Trump administration.
And announcing a new Office of American Innovation. His son-in-law Jared Kushner will lead the team that aims to fix government with business ideas.
And Kushner's also making headlines for another reason. The White House announced that he will be voluntarily testifying in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee as part of their ongoing investigation into the Trump administration and Russia. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Happening now, you may hear loud noises coming from Coronado. The Navy is holding drills with blank rounds and simulated grenades. The training will run until 1 this afternoon, today and tomorrow, so just heads up there.
Well, Governor Brown will fight the president's border wall. How California will be attacking the plan next.
The American victim of terrorism in London is remembered by his loved ones.
The most difficult part of all of this is that Kurt is no longer with us.
The family's special thank you for those who tried to save Kurt Cochran.
Our mild Monday will transition to a warmer Tuesday. I'm tracking the warming trend that kicks off tomorrow. Now let's check traffic with Officer Robert Catano. Hi, Robert.
Hi, good morning. We do have a traffic advisory in effect for westbound 78 east of El Camino Real. It looks like the left 3 lanes have a large amount of glass in them, so use caution if you're traveling through the area. Right now, CHP and Caltrans are responding to clear that hazard. And taking a look at a live shot here, 94 at the 5, you can see it's all clear at this location. Remember to hang up before you buckle up. I'm Officer Robert Catano with your 10 News Time Saver Traffic.